So hi, I'm Dheeraj. Let's start 1.4 History of Science. So history of science refers to the development and growth of scientific knowledge over time, showing how science evolved from simple observations to modern scientific understanding. So you have to remember that science involves observations and there is scientific understanding involved. So in simple words, history of science explains how science developed step by step over different periods of time. We all know that science is a systematic subject. It is a step by step. It has step by step process. So history of science explains that process step by step over a different period of time. So history of science is the study of the gradual development of scientific knowledge from ancient times to the modern period. So from the olden days to the present modern period, we can see the development of science, what changes happened, what are the improvements. So we can see that under history of science. So why do we have to study history of science? So if you think in the pedagogical knowledge, we see that science is not suddenly created. It is not created suddenly. Um, History of science helps us to see that, to show that how science is dynamic, how it is evolving. Dynamic is not fixed, it keeps changing. And how to develop scientific temper. If you remember what is scientific temper, so scientific temper is believing only when there is proof. So proof over belief is called scientific temper. We have to think rationally. Only if there is evidence, we call it scientific temper. So history of science helps us to develop scientific temper and remove the idea that science is a set of fixed facts. Remember, science is not fixed, it is dynamic. So history of science helps us to remind us that it is not fixed. Next, there are few stages in history of science. So remember, the first stage is called the ancient period. It is knowledge based on observation and experience, no formal experiments. Science mixed with daily life. So in ancient days, olden days, science was like this, just by observation, experience, no experiment. So with daily life, science in daily life, in daily nature. For example, use of herbs as medicine, biology, calendar based on sun and moon, early astrology and agriculture. So these were the common fields or jobs where ancient people connected with science, correlated science in nature back then. Second period is medieval period. So it's growth of science through experiments and reasoning. So after observation, we have to experiment. Along with that, reasoning is very important. So in this period, we had contributions from various civilizations. So the key idea is observation plus reasoning started becoming more important. So not only observation, if we club reasoning with observation, the concept becomes more important. And later on, mathematics and astronomy developed further. So in each period, we see a development with respect to the previous period also. The third period is called the modern period. So science becomes systematic and experimental, development of scientific method, separation of science from superstition. So people usually confuse the superstitions, the beliefs, the faith with science. So in modern period, we have a separation. We have a separation that both are not same. So example, laws of motion, atomic theory. It became more relevant in the modern period. For instance, modern biology, modern physics, or modern chemistry. The fourth period is called the contemporary science. So science is interdisciplinary. It can be related with any other subject in the school level or in the college level. And then use of technology has happened, advanced tools have arisen, rapid development and continuous change. So there is rapid development and continuous change. Example, space science, biotechnology, information technology comes under contemporary science. So important point is, history shows that scientific knowledge is tentative. Science is always not correct. There may be errors and connection. And scientists build on previous discoveries. So whatever proofs we have, whatever evidences we have in the previous era, new scientists build on previous discoveries.